Hi all, and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Ben, aka Notions. This video is about the idea of legalising cannabis. I think all drugs should be legalised. I really do. I think if all drugs were legalised, it would cut down the amount of harm done by drugs. You could go to a shop and buy ready-made joints or ready rolled blunts. You could buy any amount of cannabis within reason, like an ounce, or an ounce for however much you want an ounce of it. There's a lot of money at the moment for an ounce of weed, but when I get a half ounce, I'm paying about 100 quid for half an ounce. Sometimes I can get it for 80 quid. So I usually get a quarter for 45 quid. Bear in mind that Devon and Cornwall are very expensive for drugs. But some of the most expensive areas in the whole of the UK. I've got a mate in Lerwick, in the Shetland Islands I think it is, and he says for B grade weed in Shetland Islands, in Lerwick, it is £15 a gram and £20 a gram for average stuff and £25 a gram for A-star stuff. You basically, to get stoned, you need to pay 25 quid a gram. Down here I never bought drugs in Cornwall before, believe it or not. I've only bought drugs in Devon and London and Blackpool and Manchester. But these are just one-offs and stuff for the other places when I went there to meet girls and stuff. Anyway, basically £10 a gram, that's how much cannabis is going rate in the UK. If you can get it much cheaper than that, then let me know your sources, please. If I can get cheaper than that, I'll get some through the post. I used to pay quite a lot of money to someone to send it through the post for me. Well, it wasn't quite a lot, it just involved paying extra for recorded delivery, special delivery. This is very good special delivery, but it came before 1 PM the next day, always. There might have been the odd time or two that it didn't come before 1, but it was always the next day, it was guaranteed. And if it didn't turn up, they'd have to refund me the postage, so it's in their interest to get it to the customer the very next day before 1 PM. Which is a claim that can be made. A claim that can be made against the Royal Mail PLC. Anyway, I think legalising cannabis is a good way to start. Cannabis doesn't harm the brain unless you smoke it very young. If you smoke it before the age of 21, your brain is still developing before you're 21. Up until you're 21, your brain is still transforming. It's still learning new information. Like you do anyway, you learn new information throughout your entire life. But it's still growing. Your brain is still like taking in new things by the time until you're 21, and still growing. Your body and brain is still growing until you're 21. Everyone thinks it's 18, but no, it's not, it's 21. I think this should be the age of drinking as well, 21. No one takes any notice of legal drinking ages and stuff anyway. Whether you're responsible enough to drink sensibly, isn't it really? Without going on a lash in town and getting into drunken fights like most people do with alcohol abusers. Not all, but a lot of them, I should have said. A lot of them are going to get into fights. Alcohol for fuel violence. When was the last time you heard of a guy smoking a joint that got into a fight? I don't think it could ever happen, mate, to be honest with you. Unless it was shit weed. Proper weed, you'd be in no state to fight. You'd be too monged out to fight, unless you just smoked a drag or two. But when you smoked a whole spliff to yourself, or half a spliff and share it with a mate, you're going to feel like you can't be bothered to do anything. You just want to listen to music and lay down and drift off into a nice deep sleep for the night. That's what's good about it. Weed is also good for socialising. I used to have a good social life with my mates in Buckland Brew near Bideford smoking weed. I used to go to my mate's house, and we used to sit in his shed, just passing the joint around to each other. My mate Lance, Mike, my brother Tom, someone called Chris, I used to know, and someone else called, I can't remember his name now. It was something like John or something. Robert might have been, I can't remember now. So going back on Andrew, I think it was called actually. It's Andrew, yeah. He used to live just outside the village. He used to come up and we used to get stoned together. He was one of the first people to get a car in the village. So he could drive us into town and stuff when we wanted to, go for a drive. It was brilliant days back then. I wish I really lived them now. Apart from one day when I was driving on the other side of the road in the pitch black, with turning headlights on and off. That was shitting myself time that was. I thought it was literally going to crash head on into a car, but it was pitch black dark, so you could see the headlights going the other way. That's the only reason he did it, I think. It wasn't that dangerous thinking about it, but I just wanted to make the drugs. I was paranoid to thought it was crashing. Anyway, I think if the government legalised cannabis, it'd be a very good source of tax for them. They could make so much money markup on tax from selling cannabis. It's unreal. People don't realise how many people in the world actually smoke cannabis, I don't think. It's pretty much 1 in 2 people in the world will smoke cannabis, I reckon. Half the population of the whole world, half the population of the adult world, over 18. I disagree with smoking cannabis under the age of 21, to be honest with you. Your brain is still transforming until you're 21. It's changing, and when you smoke weed, it's a psychoactive substance, so it is changing the way your brain works. As you get older, it'll change the way your brain develops as well if you smoke it before you're 21. If you're smoking over 21, like I should have done, you have less risk of getting permanent cognitive defects, I should say, from overdoing it on the old herb scene. I used to smoke 2 ounces of weed a week at one point. That was an ounce lasted me 3 days, 4 days sometimes. But I was getting through 1/4 ounce every day, at least that. It was ridiculous. And if I couldn't get green, I'd pretty much bullets on, I'll get fucking soap bar. The stuff that gave me a headache. I can't get soap bar anymore, thank God. The plastic ruined my trackies. Anyway, I used to smoke pollen, which is hashish, pollen, slate, soap bar, all this stuff like that. And now I can get pollen, hashish. If I go to Ilfracombe, I can get green or hashish, depending on what's around and what's best to smoke. Some of the pollen around is actually really strong. I had a vape pen, a THC vape pen, when I was in the Marlborough Hotel. I had about 10 drags of that, and I was really high. And it wasn't illegal. Well, it probably, technically, it would have been classed illegal, but it was in a pet vaporizer pen. So no one would be able to tell it was cannabis. It didn't even smell of cannabis, or it didn't taste of cannabis either. It tasted more of tobacco, but it wasn't. It was actually THC. THC is only crystals. It's not the actual weed. It's just the crystals that are on the weed. The way cannabis grows as a bit of plant. It's a plant that evolves like we do. We are like a plant. The human race is like a plant. We evolve until we're adult and then we stop growing. But weed grows to a certain height, then it really stops growing. And that's when the buds are usually ready to pick. And do all your other stuff you need to do in your light room to make the bud get dried out and stuff like that. I have no idea how to grow weed, I'll be honest with you. I don't know enough about it to talk about how to grow cannabis. But I know you need a good light room and lots of foil and lots of fans. And a grow can cost a lot of money, and a grow can be very expensive to set up if you don't know what you're doing. But if you know what you're doing, you probably can bodge it together using household equipment. mostly, but you need a lot of sheets and stuff around it to keep it all one area. Like if you've got a good loft, you could probably grow cannabis plants in your loft. But providing you've got a way up to get to the loft, because you'll need to water them every day. Or you'll get a hydroponic system going, so you don't need to think about watering them. But I think you'll have to check them every so often to make sure they're growing as per, say, as they're meant to do. I mean, as they're meant, you should keep an eye on them to make sure they're growing correctly. That's what I meant to say there. Sorry for the bad English there. It's awful English. I sound like a little kid sometimes. I can't get the words out, but they are there somewhere. I've done too many drugs is my problem. I don't know where to stop. I just want cannabis to be legalised. Because people with ME would be treated with cannabis. I know people with ME now can get it on prescriptions. Not ME, I'm on about multiple sclerosis, MS. ME is the exhaustion diagnosis. The illness you have when you're exhausted all the time. So my brother used to have it. ME, it's really bad that is actually, but you won't get cannabis for it. It's not suitable. You need something to stimulate you, like Ritalin might help. Ritalin, if you're not ADHD, if you haven't got ADHD, you won't get Ritalin on the NHS. Concerta, I think it's called as well. Concerta, it's American name by chance, and Ritalin's English name, was it a trading generic kerfuffle here? I don't know much about Ritalin. I never tried it. Wish I had. I've got it in the cupboard downstairs, but I can't steal it. What I want is to try a pill or two, see if it does anything. It's going to be like poor man's speed, isn't it? My mate got ADHD called someone. I won't say his name, but he said Mr. D, takes Concerta. Ritalin is really, I love the thought of Ritalin. Be like speed, talk. He tries to talk all the time though. And he laughs, he's got a cackle to him. It's really stupid to laugh he has, like a 2-year-old girl. His cackles. Anyway, I really do think that legalising soft drugs at the start would be very good. I class soft drugs as cannabis, ecstasy and speed. But I would not methamphetamine, no, not smokable speed. Only speed that you bomb or sniff up your nose. Using the rolled up £5 note, £20 note, whatever note you've got, rolled around a pen, or rolled it up normally without a pen. Or get a bit of paper and roll it around a pen or a pencil. A pen's really better, which is a bit thicker than a pencil, isn't it? And some people can roll a tooth without anything to wrap it around. I can as well. And you just need to stick it down. Just some sellotape or something to stick it. Anyway, it's all perfect for sniffing pills with. Use a straw. Go to Mackie D's, have a Big Mac meal with cheese, and you ask for a straw with your Pepsi Cola. That's what I do. Honestly, it's the best way to do it, isn't it, babe? I wish drugs were legalised. It would make my life a lot easier as well, because I would be able to get my weed that I really need to sleep. I've been up since 5:30 this morning. So, like, I was so bored last night, I went to sleep at 9:30 p.m. That's why I woke up at 5:30, because I had my 8 hours sleep, or whatever it is meant to have. So I certainly got enough sleep last night, no question. I put my head on the pillow last night, and I drifted off into a deep sleep within seconds. So I was knackered. The night before that, I went for a massive walk with my mum, 6.6 miles. It seemed like about 10 miles to me, but my phone says 6.6 miles. So I guess phone overall is Ben. Yes, it does. Phone's clever and Benjamin. Benedict Cumberbatch. Anyway, legalising heroin and crack would be a challenge, to say the least, because current users would probably end up doing more of it if it was cheaper. It'd be more crack than heroin. That's the problem, and more deaths would probably occur with the harder drugs. So I actually do recommend that they reconsider reclassifying heroin and crack to drugs that shouldn't be done by anyone ever, under no circumstances. Other than heroin has its use with, well, pain people with loads of chronic pain, like MS sufferers, Parkinson's disease sufferers, all the people like that, and people with hidden illnesses that you can't see, but they're in loads of pain and currently taking man-made drugs, or drugs like morphine, OxyContin. I used to be prescribed OxyContin, and it's more addictive than heroin, I think. It's very hard to get off OxyContin. I got off it and was placed on methadone treatment program. I was also addicted to heroin at the same time though, so that's why I'm on methadone now. 80 mg of methadone a day. I take it at about 8:39 in the morning. Can you notice I'm on methadone now? Because I can't feel any difference to how I felt before I took my methadone today. That's i.e. when I woke up, I got out of bed and went for my first cigarette of the day. Rolled up, so hand-rolled cigarettes. Not as a fag in England. A fag is a hand-rolled cigarette, or a straight. A straight is a tailor-made. If you really can't work that out, seriously, man. I can't work out what's a straight and what's a tailor-made. You think you need to learn about cigarettes, mate? That's the only two things that can be called. Three things: fag, straight, cigarette. Tailor-made, sorry. Cigarette is just their name anyway, so I don't know why I added that in. But anyway, if all drugs didn't have like the illegality of it, illegal side to it, it would make life a lot easier for addicts, because they could get their drugs at the corner shop or in special shops in larger towns. You can get drugs through the post like you can on the dark web right now. It wouldn't change that much really. It would just mean the government gets more money in tax. But where's the harm there? I can't see much harm. Especially with the softer drugs. I'm only recommending they decriminalise the softer drugs. The harder drugs, such as crack and heroin, and methamphetamine. I'm never going to forget that, methamphetamine. I've never done it, but I've heard a lot of bad things about it. It contains glass, is that right? It contains ammonia sometimes. It contains petrol. How can you smoke something that contains petrol? That's bad. I used to smoke ammonia because I smoked crack, and sometimes it was washed up with ammonia. I had no choice about it, how it washed up. I bought it done up sometimes, and I'd rather it was washed up with bicarbonate of soda, because that's a lot cleaner. It's not bad for you. Like, ammonia must rot my lungs out. I do that pain on my chest now, pain on my ribcage right now. Right up there. Up there, shoulder blade. That's my shoulder blade, yeah. That's where that guy hit me the other day. I think it's adding up now. I think I might have done something to my shoulder. I bet I haven't broken it, though. Like, I actually did break my shoulder before, and it took me 3 weeks before I noticed something was wrong, because I was so doped up on OxyContin and Valium. I went and got my arm x-ray, and they said it's broken in 3 places, or fractured in 3 places, but a fracture is a break, isn't it? Same thing. I think it's the same thing anyway. Correct me if I'm wrong though. I can't think so today. Anyway, I'll end this video now. Thank you for watching, and I hope the softer drugs get legalised soon. I think the government might think about it sometime. Cheers all. Please comment below if you have any questions or comments you'd like to add, and please subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos like this. Thanks a lot all. Bye. Please give me a thumbs up as well if you wish. Bye all.